We got this. We got this.
Jesus.
You were just talking into your wine,
No, I
weren't
wasn't.
you?
No, I wasn't.
You were talking
no,
into your wine.
No, we didn't have it in front of a bunch of people. Shut the fuck up.
I'm so glad we were all here to witness that.
That was the most LA thing I've ever done. I don't know what I was gonna say. It's not important anymore.
The adventure begins. They were always beside you, your nerdy best friends.
God.
We're so cool.
That's such a nerdy picture.
Yeah, I know, it's the best.
Oh, what a great job on the banner, though. Like, that's some Photoshop skills, man. Why do you make us take these pictures? Why?
Listen, every time we do a thumbnail photo shoot, he gets so mad.
I hate it. I hate it in my body, in my core.
I'm like, Travis, look happy. Look happy.
Somebody came by and was like, you should flip up that collar. I was like, you should die.
And for some reason, he's always in the most clothes. He's always in like a sweater and a coat, and the rest of everybody else is like nice and chill.
Which is great, because I'm the person that runs the hottest.
Yeah.
So I'm just in there sweating. They're like, oh, a little misty today. And I was like, I'm wearing 3 layers. Leave me alone.
Hey, welcome to our panel. You guys made it in before everybody else. The poor line that's standing outside. I feel bad.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Props to you for avoiding the line. Look at Sprinkle in the front.
I know.
Hi,
You look so good. You're so magical. You're so cool.
Let me die amongst the stars.
So what do we do?
Liam, after voicing Nephrite in Sailor Moon Crystal, are there other classic anime that you'd like to see get the reboot treatment?
What's happening?
Someone is
Something's powering
We turned
up.
on an air compressor behind us.
to the
Did someone put a quarter in my...
This is not a bank. You're breaking into the wrong wall.
It's my vibrator.
It's so loud.
I have a name, dude. What was the question?
Yeah, let's take that again.
What's your name?
Thank you. My name is Billy.
Hey, Billy.
And my question is for Travis. Taking into account Ford's high charisma, low wisdom, and small stature, would it be reasonable to assume his father is secretly Scanlan Shorthaltz?
Billy just won C2E2 with that question.
It's statistically, it's very likely.
I'm telling you, man, Dad's got to stop setting up franchises. I won't rule it out.
Thank you.
I wondered where the cube came from.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I feel like in the older editions of D&D, there was a rule where like whenever you made a character, you'd roll, and there's a low % chance they'd have psionics. The new rule is there's a low % chance they came from Scanlan's loins.
Oh my God, yeah.
This is a baseline character creation.
Yep.
Put in the next campaign guide if there is one. Okay, over here.
We were kind of dabbling, we were talking about this a little bit the other day about how we never intended, you know, if a campaign ends, we never intended for that to be just the end of these people's stories or their journeys, because that's really sad. So even like Matt playing as Keyleth or seeing Matt as Vex, like that's really cool to see, because there's like, you know, it makes you warm and fuzzy inside knowing that they're continuing their journey and continuing to grow and have their own lives after us.
Or maybe get married.
Maybe.
That could be a thing. That could be a one shot.
Yeah.
I think it could. I really think it could.
Wedding one shots always classically go very well
with no problems at all.
Could you imagine a wedding that is put together by Jester?
Who would her maid of honor be?
On the spot. Yeah. On the spot.
Fury?
I love this room turned into The Price is Right for 5 seconds.
Probably Beth. Oh my God, or Artie. But wait, would Artie officiate or would it be Caduceus?
Caduceus, come on. Also, you'd be the person who would do a destination and costume wedding, like the double. It would be so irritating.
Oh man, I want to do it right now.
You did this, Travis. This is your fault.
Beautiful.
Nobody
people.
gets mad at their dice like you, Laura.
Yeah.
When your
I don't know what
spells
you're
don't
talking about.
land,
It's, ugh.
They wither.
The thing is like with Toll the Dead, I don't even get to roll for it. It's just Matt rolling, and he always rolls high.
You can feel the aggression. It's palpable.
So frustrating.
At the table. Who's next? Hello.
So my question is for any of you. If each of your characters actually met your real life person, what would your character think of you or do? Yeah.
Since I have many characters to choose from, I would say it would be Gilmore. and the first thing he would say is, "Oh boy, we have to take you shopping." I'm gonna do a makeover that you'll never forget, because you gotta work more with this boy.
Oh man, if I met Bo in real life, I think she would be like the best, worst influence on me. I'd be like, yeah, let's get in a bar fight, let's go!
I think she'd hit on you.
Yeah,
Wow.
I would allow that, yeah.
oh yeah. Oh
Did you say I'd allow it?
Matt said I'd allow that for those of you who missed it. If you want to know how freaking weird all of us are.
What the hell, man?
Mac just made a proclamation about the limits of his marriage, ultimately. You know what? I'm cool with it.
The meta levels of that reply are the universe is folding in on itself and in on itself and in on itself.
Yep. Same.
I feel like Not would probably just steal from me. As you know, I'm fabulously wealthy, so so Not would probably just pick my pocket, maybe stab me in the back, and I wouldn't even see it happen. And Scanlan may also hit on me. Yeah.
Would they just both be on like one leg and then on the other leg, like stabbing and humping at the same time?
I'm not going to say that I need to see fan art of that.
Go.
But Travis is. Liam.
I think Vax would hit on me and I would allow it. And Caleb would just, say, oh, you have a loving family and you didn't kill any of them? You're so lucky.
Jesus.
I think Percy would be very polite and then forget I existed in about 10 minutes. That's easy. Caduceus likes everybody, so it's practically, I think he'd love me and forget I existed in 10 minutes. And then Molly would rob me and pick my pocket, but he'd give a good butt squeeze on the way out, and then I'd be like, I am broke now. Yeah.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Oh gosh. I feel like me and Jester would get along really well for about 15 minutes. And then I would be like, please stop, just stop.
That's how I feel with Keyleth, too.
Yeah.
Kind of same with Keyleth.
Yeah, me and Vex, though, all the way. Yeah, besties, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Grog would be like, people think you're tall. And Ford would just say, howdy. And I would say, yeehaw!
I thought you were going to say Ford would ask about your gag reflex. Who is next?
Good morning.
Matt, is that what you were talking about read the room? I'm still unfamiliar with the... What's your name?
Well, I'll kick off and say that there's a number of places. We've only seen but small bits of Isilra, and we've really only seen a small section of the Shattered Teeth. And that's not even considering all of like the underwater nations that kind of live separately from the mainland stuff. You guys have never been like really in any of the ocean parts of the world aside from a couple of delves.
We didn't know that was an option. Wait. But also, underwater nations?
No, there are cultures and what? What do you?
Can we be mermaids? Can we all just be mermaids? Can we have a one-shot mermaid, one shot? Mermaid wedding. Jester polymorphs everyone into mermaids, and it's all underwater.
This is your fault now. You did this.
Okay, but here's a real question. Is that too much for divine intervention for RT to turn everyone to mermaids for like just that much time?
There's only one way to find out.
All right, rest of you, answers, go.
Hi. My question's for Ashley. So back in EXU Prime, when met with a future version of herself, Fern once said that it didn't seem like her future looked very bright. Now that most of the things that Fern told her came true, and knowing what lies ahead, does Fern still believe this?
Evil Fern. I know. God, I don't really want to give anything away, but yes, I think she still believes it. I think there's that's always kind of there of a possibility in front of her, but I think in the meantime, it's like, well, what can I change and how can I make things better before that happens?
I watched EXU, but
Sure
for
you
the
did.
people who didn't, what are you talking about?
I really would love to hear your opinion on it.
My wife is here. My mom is here.
You just deflecting?
They're so beautiful. I love them both.
Yeah, I think that's something that she constantly thinks about. But, you know, everything, I think Fern really wears a mask of everything's fine and everything's great and I gotta make sure everybody's happy and we're having fun. And I think it's, you know, it's a big mask to cover the what's going on inside. But I think that's something that she knows is a possibility, but is desperately trying to maybe change that. But we'll see.
Sam, TLDR, there was like an evil Fern, like doppelganger who like popped out of a portal who was like, you're a bad person. You're
real bad.
Oh,
She was real bad.
Encourage him.
That sounds like a good episode.
Make him work.
Yeah, basically, our logo right now is Fern's Inner Turmoil.
Whoa.
There'll be no passing notes in class. Don't do that.
Over here, what's your name?
Cadence, also known as Mama.
Yeah, hey, Mama.
So my question is for Sam and Matt, actually. If not, would have given birth in her goblin form.
Yep, get ready for this one.
Would it have come out a goblin or a halfling? And similarly, currently, will her baby, if she would have another, come out slightly green?
Yes, Sam.
As a mother, I think about this a lot. I believe, I don't really know how to play D&D, but I believe when she's in her goblin form, she is a goblin. Her DNA becomes gobloid DNA. And so I think if she and Caleb had sex, then 3 months later, because that's the goblin gestational period, she would give birth to a half goblin, half stinky child, a horribly smelling half goblin child, I believe, with a beard. And now, if she had another baby with Caleb or with Yeza, I'm just saying,
Or the
I want to hump
Minotaur.
Liam.
The Minotaur. Don't forget the Minotaur.
Oh, the Minotaur. Wow, a half goblin, half Minotaur? That is crazy to think about. Wow.
Guess we know what's happening next week.
I bought you the Valar's erotic roleplay book for your birthday years ago. I'm pretty sure there's a table in there that says that gestation period.
That's a great question.
Yeah, what Sam said. And yeah, I would say from my standpoint, the during the goblin time period in Nott's life, physically a goblin, back to halfling, physically a halfling. So any future children would be between, Yeza and Veth would be full halfling.
Are those disappointed Oz or like heartwarming Oz?
It's hard
to tell.
Aw, fantasy genetics.
Thank you.
I have actually always wanted to do just a full-blown rogue, which I thought I was going to do for campaign 3, and then I didn't. Because I started playing Fern, and I was like, she's not a rogue, but except when she's stealing. But yeah, I am curious about playing like a full-blown Z's rogue.
Like Fern is a full rogue with her like clippy clops.
I know.
Everywhere she's. We were saying we needed to have Deanna knit you some little booties.
Scanlan would probably love to be a ranger just so he could get a pet bear, just so he could use it in a wise, smart way.
Look. Look. I have a. You guys know, if you played a ranger with an animal companion, that class was a little broken, right? Like the animal companions, especially if you start multi-classing, then you can't level up your animal companion with you because it stays the same level. So he would die. He would die. And we were in such high-level fights. If I brought Trinket out, he would die in one hit. And then what?
Get another one.
I made a rogue paladin druid, so I think I got multi-class out of my system. Caleb likes being a wizard too much, and I like being a fighter, but I could see Orem leaning paladin or druid. You notice how a lot of gods talk to Orem? Cool.
I could see Vex. Originally, I was wanting Rogue for Vex. Like, that was our whole thing. We both wanted to be rogues. But I could see her leaning Paladin towards the end. I think that would be a really cool thing for her. And then, I don't know, Jester, maybe like a bard or something? Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's great. Well, look.
I inspire you with dicks.
Hi there, I'm Julia from Seattle. I have a question for Liam and Laura. As the twinsies, you guys started the campaign already with an immense amount of trust, a confidant, and someone you knew always had your back. How's your player experience been different in the Mighty Nine when you have to develop that trust in-game?
Wow.
That's a really
Fantastic.
good
10
question.
points to Gryffindor for that answer. Damn. Question.
This campaign is such a different experience.
Yeah.
I mean, it's changing slowly, but I felt like paranoid and alone for the second campaign. And we still, like when we're not playing the game, we're kind of the twins again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was hard, even in that first moment of like running into you. Like I still wanted to get under your skin the same way that I wanted to as Vex. So yeah, it's hard to instantly make that separation because yeah, you are my twin. So. Oh, shush. But I lucked out that, I had Ford as kind of a person right from the get-go, not as a twin, ew, but as somebody that I had already met prior to the campaign, so like there was that trust going into this storyline. Maybe for Jester, maybe Ford doesn't feel the same way, I don't know.
Does he? Does he?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Of course.
Why are you trying to invoke my wrath?
I am gonna have to sit between the two of you. Thank you. That was a fantastic question. Seriously, thank you. Who's next?
Hi.
Hey, what's
my
your
name
name?
is Lindsay from Auburn, Washington. So my question is for Laura. Your most recent episode for Caduceus and Caleb, those two were very close to dying, and you managed to save them both. My question is, if you had to pick one of them, who
What
would
are you
have
doing?
saved? Yep.
Dropping the
I'm sorry for
Sophie's
putting you on the spot. I wanted
You're
to
about
know.
to start years.
Oh, I know.
Years of stuff.
I can't wait to figure it out. I'm so excited.
red meat.
Thank you.
Great Loki cosplay,
okay.
wow.
Well, here's the thing.
Yes.
And I would have saved Caduceus.
Oh.
But he's also a healer. So I know
But
that
you're
if I
also a healer,
got
too.
Caduceus up, if I only had one revivify, which I did, then I would have woken up Caduceus and
Yeah.
hoped that he would have been able to wake up Caleb.
Always go for the cleric first.
Yeah.
But also, Caleb's real stinky and
Also,
it's terrible.
he kind of smells a little bit, and he also unleashed a fireball at us, so I might have been a little bit still angry about it. No big deal.
Also, Talison's already died once, so.
I know, it just seemed not
It's only
fair.
fair, really,
yeah,
at that point.
Yeah.
Yes, it's finally time for one of my characters to die.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. Well.
That was amazing.
Good question, thank you.
Thank you. Go Bo.
Over here, please.
Hi, my name's Gabriella, and yes, I'm dressed as Professor Thaddeus.
Yes!
I wanted to ask about working as friends, as a company, and if there's any difficulties, how you overcome them. Like, if there's days where you're like, guys, we have to do this thing. I've had this idea. Maybe everyone else isn't necessarily coming across the most enthusiastic, and how do you keep morale up and overcome those things and hold on to the friendship?
I've thought about this a lot lately because I piss off people all the time. No, I think for the second part of your question, morale, I would say Matt really keeps us together. He's always very... he insists on doing things together as no, we're just friends tonight. We're not business partners. We're just hanging out, and we try to do that as much as we can, and it really helps a lot. And thank you, Matt. But I also think there's like weirdly strength in numbers for us. If we were just a partnership or even a trio, if there were a fight, like I think that's why bands break up a lot. Like there's a fight and that's it, it's over. But because there's so many of us, like if two of us are miffed with each other, which does happen from time to time, there's so many others who can step in and be like, let me talk to Ashley. I know she's mad at you, Sam. But like we can be there for each other and really like support and be in between each other. And I don't know, we all love each other so much. It's crazy at this point. I think we want to be together for the rest of our lives. I want to wear a Matt face T-shirt at his funeral.
After all these years, we really trust each other a ton, and there definitely are moments on the road where we're like, well, I think we should turn left or I think we should turn right, but we ultimately always are going to the same place, and we care about that place we're going and what we're doing. So any bumps, like even in the middle of them, where you're like, oh, I don't agree. You're always like, but it's just this moment. It's just this moment. We've been together too long. We're like an 8-person married couple. Yeah.
I think it's funny because I think if we didn't have this, we would still be playing this game in Travis and Laura's living room or Matt and Marisha's living room. We all really genuinely love each other still, which is crazy. And I really like hanging out with these people. Like, we're family. Like, we literally are family. Like, I feel like Travis is like my bigger brother. And like, these are my sisters and my brothers. And like, we love each other so much. Like, I don't know what I would do without this game. Literally. And I'm gonna give this away because I'm gonna start crying.
I also just have to say, because I think about this a lot, because it doesn't make any sense. Communicate, and when you inevitably forget to communicate, remind everybody that we're supposed to communicate, and so you eventually communicate, but you're not communicating, and eventually everyone forces you to communicate, so communicate. Sorry, yeah.
Kind of jumping off of what Ashley said, though, like there is a lot of the business side of things that is stressful and hard, and we might have disagreements, and we care so much about our team and our employees too, and we want them to have the best working experience. But at the end of the day, we still, every week when we sit down at the table, that is what we still look forward to the most. And when Matt says, all right, let's jump into it, we're in, and that's like what we still live for and why we're doing this.
I got to give a big shout out. Talking about business with friends, having a person who steps forward to kind of lead the charge on both guiding and protecting what you're doing. And I gotta give a shout out to Travis over here, who has been our lion, our paladin, and our shield, like since the very beginning. And so he wouldn't be here without this Papa Bear.
Travis has no dump stats.
Take it away, Ashley.
You got the perfect warlock, her weapons and supplies.
Close?
But you need a place to track your stuff, because you're so disorganized.
No.
You click open a webpage.
That's the same.
You heard about a critical role.
That's good.
And now you're ready to kick some butt in a mine shaft full of noise.